Gotta make it snappy, people. What should my thumbnail be for Nutcracker and the Four Realms? Welcome back to Everyday's Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Everyday's Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about The Nutcracker and the Four Realms. The Nutcracker and the Four Realms is a 2018 theatrical release about a girl named Clara who is set out to open the last gift her mother ever gave her and discovers an entire world her mother built. It's directed by Lasse, Hallstrom, and Johnston, cinematography by Linus Sandgren, editing by Stuart, Levy, music by James Newton Howard, and it's written by Ashleigh Powell, based off the book The Nutcracker and the Mouse King by E.T.A. Hoffman. I was right. Shall we compare? Marie and her siblings receive gifts on Christmas Eve. She takes notice of a nutcracker and her father deems her the special caretaker. Her siblings all crack nuts with him and her brother does one too big and it cracks his jaw. She uses a ribbon from her dress to bandage him and begs to stay up super late with him and does so. She tells the nutcracker her godfather will fix him and she swears she sees the nutcracker scowl. The grandfather clock chimes and she sees her godfather on top and mice pouring out of the bottom. The seven-headed Mouse King appears and all the toys come alive and the mice and toys are fighting. Marie saves the nutcracker by throwing her shoe at the Mouse King, falls back and cuts her arm. The next morning she's got a bandaged arm and her parents won't believe a word she says. Her godfather returns with a fixed nutcracker and tells her the story of Princess Pirlipat and Madame Mouserings and how nutcrackers came to be. Now cue a story within a story. Madame Mouserings turns Princess Ugly. Drosselmeyer, trying to break the curse, has to find a man who has never worn boots nor shaven since birth and can crack a nut. Long story short, she gets her looks back, but the nephew trips on his last step and gets turned into a nutcracker. Marie hears the Mouse King at night whispering and threatening the nutcracker. She gives him everything he wants to keep the nutcracker safe. The nutcracker says if she gives him a sword, he will kill the Mouse King. The nutcracker defeats the Mouse King and takes Marie to the land of dolls, and then she lands back in bed. The next day, staring at the cabinet, she says if the nutcracker were real, she would love him in spite of his looks, and this breaks the curse, and he arrives the next day to ask for her hand in marriage. She accepts. He takes her back to the land of dolls where she is crowned queen. The end. This is nothing like that story at all. Nope. There are characters that exist, but otherwise it is not the same. Even a little. The film stars Mackenzie Foy as Clara, Jayden Fowora-Knight as Captain Phillip, Morgan Freeman as Drosselmeyer, Keira Knightley as Sugar Plum Fairy, Tom Sweet as Fritz, Ellie Bamber as Louise, and Matthew Macfayden as Mr. Stallbaum. Oh my god, I freaking did it. The project was announced in 2016. It's based off the book we just talked about. Casting happened in July. Filming started in October. Filming wrapped in January of 2017. It has a $120 to $133 million budget and only made $174 million in the box office, which is really bad. It's got a 32% Rotten Tomatoes consensus. Lacking a transporting Yuletide story or dazzling dance routines, The Nutcracker and the Four Realms is hollow holiday confection that's lovely to look at and easy to forget. This is very beautiful. It's a very beautiful film. I will say the opening is just like a giant digital sweeping expanse, and it felt very fake, and so I didn't love that. But otherwise, there are a lot of really great visuals in this. Any of, like, the ballerina that danced, the way she was covered was really beautiful. There's a lot of really great lighting and shots in this, really fun, different visuals happening. And then there's Fantasia references, which was really beautiful. It definitely is beautiful to look at. I'm pretty sure that's the compliment it gets the most. The score, I know, is James Newton Howard, but it has this Christmassy John Williams vibe, which was very fun. So it felt very like James Newton Howard meets John Williams. And then obviously there is a lot of the Nutcracker in it, which is really fun. So I want to start off with there's a parent death toll. Clara, Louise, and Fritz's mom has died. I believe her name was Marie, actually. I think she's supposed to be... right? I don't know, whatever. This is fine. Like, it quite literally is just fine. The dialogue is stiff in places. It's trying to do a lot of world building and explanation, but doesn't also, while also fitting like this giant lore and story into One, with enough time to get back home and her to have, like, learned a lesson to, like, apply to her dad. It drove me crazy with the whole, I hate this, I don't know what it is about movies made in America. Majesty and highness mean different things. You would not call a queen or king your highness. That is like prince and princesses are highnesses, and majesty is for kings and queens. And so it drives me bonkers when they use them interchangeably, because they're not interchangeable, at least like for what we know as kings and queens and princesses. Also, this moment, like the biggest moment of this movie is supposed to be when she realizes the music box like flips over and it's a mirror. And let me tell you, Kung Fu Panda did it better, okay? Like, it's a real Kung Fu Panda moment. He opens the Dragon Scroll, it's a reflection. And he realizes if he was good enough to get the Dragon Scroll, he's good enough to be the Dragon Warrior, and that's all it took. It wasn't some kind of secret. And so the confidence has to come from you, right? And so that's the same thing. Like, all you need, all your answers are inside. She flips it. All she needs is herself, because she is clever and smart and tenacious, all those things. So it was a real Kung Fu Panda moment that did not resonate with me nearly as much as it does in Kung Fu Panda. In Kung Fu Panda, it is like, oh, you know, in this it was like, oh, of course. Like, it's a, which I saw this in theaters, by the way, and I didn't remember that's what was in there. And when, like, she started to flip it, I was like, oh, yeah. Like, it just feels, nothing, like, brought it there, you know? There was no emotional weight. It just was kind of, oh, yeah, and all she needs is herself. Like, I don't know. It's a little bit lazy, I guess. I don't know. They just, like, kind of fumbled the bag. It is nothing like the original story at all. So I think that's really interesting. Also, Dresselmeyer says that Clara's greatest creation was Clara, and she has 2 other children, so I really hope she wasn't, you know, slighting her other children. They're both great. And then this is very like if Narnia and Alice in Wonderland came together and tried to do some kind of crazy adventure. They just missed the mark on any of like the heart and like story that would get us there, if that makes sense. My favorite part is probably Philip. I also really love the highlight they put on his lip line. It is so gorgeous on him. He needs to walk around like that for the rest of forever. It is beautiful. Least favorite part? Tough. Probably just like, in general, the story not being as good as it could be, especially with how beautiful the film is. And then also, like, maybe Keira Knightley's Sugar Plum Fairy being kind of, like, horny. Like, it feels a little weird. I didn't get what Aubrey was saying until the end when she, like, was really laying it on. And I was like, okay, I see it. Recommend? I don't know, man. It's not particularly Christmassy. Like, it takes place at Christmas. There's, like, a Christmas tree forest, but, like, it doesn't have, like, a Christmas story. It's very, like, hero's journey coming of age, not very like the meaning of Christmas or anything like that. Not that it has to be. There have been movies deemed as Christmas movies that have less, Die Hard being one of them, I suppose. So like, it just doesn't feel like I'm gonna watch this at Christmas time to me. So watch again, I don't know, we'll see. I doubt it. Anyway, that's it. My final rating for Nutcracker in the Four Realms is gonna be 6 Nutcrackers out of 10. Our total movie count is. Our parent death toll is. My count is still the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on all socials and check out my website. Seriously, go do it. On my website, on the homepage, you even have like the current video that's out and the video that's upcoming that you could watch on Patreon if you join Patreon. Speaking of, I put out videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday, and a lot during the month of celebration. But join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1. You get every video a week early. Cheers for that, daily trivia, monthly postcards, bonus content, merch, all that good stuff. Go check it out. And buy merch. Merch is grand. Long sleeves. I also got hoodies and zip hoodies and t-shirts and tank tops. Go check it out. Okay. Until next time, come like, subscribe, don't in charge of your life, you are what you do, and don't be, I suppose, Sugar Plum Fairy about it. Mice. Okay. She tells the Nutcracker her godfather will fix him, and she swears she sees the nuts. She tells the Nutcracker her godfather will fix him, and she swears she sees the Nutcracker scowl.